Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ashley and I'm an architect in Ontario, and in this video we're going to be celebrating reaching 1,000 subscribers. I can't believe we got here, but we have. It's crazy and it's growing. And as a result, we now have the community tab on the channel. So I'll be sharing some behind the scenes information. I'll be posting on that tab, so make sure to check it out. And I'll also, at times, sometimes it's really great to get some feedback from you. So I'll be posting some surveys and some polls, so make sure to check out the community tab if you haven't already. So I thought to myself that this is a great opportunity to reflect on the journey so far. There has been some surprises on my end on being on YouTube, and I've been finding that the journey in YouTube is very similar to that of architecture and becoming licensed. So I thought to myself that this is a great opportunity to reflect on the journey so far, and by no means I'm only getting started. So I can only imagine what I'm going to be learning as the community grows even further. But perhaps you will get some insight on me sharing this journey with you. So if you're interested, let's get started. So let's start with how it all started. Now, I've been wanting to get on this platform and start this channel for a while. I would say a year ago really. I've been wanting to get onto the platform, but I've been a bit nervous about it because you are putting yourself out there and it's not easy. And then I was also worried about a bunch of other things which I'll get into, but I was a bit worried, and also my time was a bit short because I was quite busy as well. So I couldn't find the right time to get started, and perhaps I was procrastinating more than I should have, which happens quite a bit. And so during the Christmas break, I took the opportunity when work was a bit slow and everyone was on holidays, I took that time to start the channel. And I do not regret it. I'm really happy that I did get started on the platform, and it's been so wonderful to see how the content on the channel has been helping people. It really brings me a lot of joy, and it really does push me every day to record and to edit videos, which also has been surprising on the amount of time that goes into content creation. That really surprised me. So during the holidays, I decided that now was the time, and I went for it. And so it took me a bit of time just to get everything set up and just to get started. And I just made a list of all the things that I wanted to talk about. And I knew that I wanted to also create content for those writing the exams, because I remember when I was preparing for the exams, there was nothing really out there to help that was helpful. So I really wanted this channel to be information that I wish I had when I was on the journey. And so that really pushed me once I did get licensed and once I completed the exams and so on, to really create this channel where I can help the next generation of architects and young professionals. Now, I still remember recording the first video and posting the first video. I'm not sure which one I was more nervous for, the recording or for the posting, but I think the posting was the one that I was the most nervous. But even during recording, I was sweating, I was really nervous, and I realized now that I look back on my first video, I can't believe it, but I'm like, wow, I look so stiff and robotic, and I feel like I wasn't blinking. I was so nervous, and I mean, it's expected, right? And I'm so happy that everyone has subscribed to this point, because when I look back, I'm like, how is anyone subscribing to this? But I really tried to give as much value and information in the videos as possible. And so it's been a wonderful time. I've been really enjoying creating videos more than I could have ever imagined. I've been also learning a lot about myself as well, which has been great as well. And I'm hoping, of course, as I continue to create more content, to sharpen my skills as well. But of course, that only comes with creating more and more videos. One of the hardest part was actually posting the first video, and even the second video, and perhaps even the third video, but the first one was the most nerve-wracking. And when I did post it, I then realized, why was I so nervous about this, right? And I think I got like 1, 2, or 3 views, and I was so nervous about posting it. And I realize now that I shouldn't have been so nervous, but you can't help it when you are doing something new and something that's outside of your comfort zone to feel a bit nervous. And this could even apply if you are thinking about getting into architecture and you're not sure about the journey. And of course, you're gonna feel uncomfortable, but you know what? When you feel uncomfortable, that's when you know that you're gonna grow and you're gonna be learning a lot. Because if you're comfortable, you're not really learning. So I knew that me feeling nervous and sweating and all of that is good. It's a good sign, and I have to push myself if I really want to help people and I really want to put content that could make a difference. Then I need to do this, and I need to make that first step, as nerve-wracking as it might be. And so I really wanted to create this channel almost as a way of what I was really looking for when I was in the journey, but I didn't really have. So this is what I really wanted to do with the channel, and that really inspires me every day. And every day that I get an email or a message from you, it really does inspire me and give me that extra energy to continue posting and creating content. So I really appreciate everyone that watches the videos, that comments, sends me an email. It really does provide that extra support and extra energy just to keep going. So what were my concerns in getting on the platform? Well, I had a few. Of course, there was a few concerns and worries that I had, which is only natural when you are starting something new and something a little unknown as well. And of course, I was worried about failing, but that one wasn't too much of a worry, because if I failed, I mean, I just wouldn't get any views, and I mean, that's not a big deal. But I was worried about what people might think. And I think that's one of the biggest worries that I think now I realize most people are worried about that. And it's silly. I realize now when I look back how silly that would have been not to start this channel, not to start this platform, and to start this community if I was worried about what other people think. I'm so glad that I did push myself through those concerns, and I just went for it. I was also really worried about the haters, and I realize now, again, how silly that is because there is more good than there is bad. And it's sometimes sad, and this is not just in YouTube, anything in general, that one bad apple kind of spoils all the other good apples. And I realize that more than ever that is really, you shouldn't judge anything based on one bad apple or one bad element or experience, and not go do something because of that one bad apple. So it's important to always keep that in mind and keep that in perspective when you are trying something new. Another concern, but not really a concern because I didn't really know this at the time, but it was holding me back to start the channel, is the imposter syndrome. So this is when you start to think that, you know, what exactly will I be giving to the platform? Who am I to be on YouTube and to be speaking about my experiences? Like, who am I, and who am I to help other people? So of course I had those concerns, but you know, I pushed through them because I realized that if I was on the other side and I had someone speaking and creating videos about their experience and giving out some tips in the industry, I would listen. So that really pushed me through that. So even though it might not be for everyone, but you know, I could potentially help one person or two people, and that to me is enough. So I really pushed through that as well when I started the channel, and I'm glad I did, because if that held me back again, I wouldn't be here creating content. So now, of course, I realize that these were all very silly, although some of them still do creep up once in a while, but I do try to focus on the main goal, and I realize how silly it is, and that it's silly, but it's also natural to feel this way, because in the end we are humans, and this is natural to think this way and to feel such a way. and it is okay. So it's important to kind of acknowledge that and realize that, you know, hey, you know, this is not you're kind of exaggerating things, right? And not to let that hold you back on the things that you want to do. I am so happy that I pushed through and that I'm here creating this content. And I'm so happy that I didn't let that stop me from pushing forward. And I'm sure as I continue on this platform, I'm gonna be learning more and more. And I'm sure I'm gonna be coming across more and more obstacles, which are only natural and normal. So I wonder, do you ever feel this way when you're starting something new? Do you ever feel any of these type of concerns and worries when you're going on to starting something new? Let me know down below if you feel the same on some of these concerns, or perhaps you have some other concerns that you're having, and feel free to share it, because when you start to acknowledge some of these concerns, you start to really realize and think how silly they are. Like, that's when I started thinking about it, when I started brainstorming with other people and talking to them about my ideas and then my concerns. I realized it is quite silly. So let me know down below what your concerns are and how you feel when you're starting something new. So I underestimated a lot when I got onto YouTube. There is quite a bit that I underestimated. One, the time it takes to film. So you're seeing here perhaps a 10 to 15 minute video. Well, it does not take me 10 to 15 minutes to record. No, it doesn't. I wish it did, but it really doesn't. It'll take me an hour, and sometimes an hour is quite efficient, but sometimes it'll take me longer than an hour. And that's because I make mistakes in my speech, and then I have to go back and so on. And then I realize too that I talk too much, and then I look at the time like, what? Oh my gosh, it's been 2-3 hours. And then I have to cut down the footage because no one wants to listen to a 2 to 3 hour video on one topic. So that was quite an understatement on the time it takes to record. And of course, the time it takes to even set up, turn things on. It takes a bit of time to do that. And then the other thing that I really underestimated was editing. Editing videos, I can't believe how long it takes me. I thought that it would take, what, an hour, 2 hours? No, not even close. It's been taking me at least, at minimum, 8 hours, and that's like really good. Because really, I can go up to 10 hours, and honestly, if I don't stop myself and say, hey, you gotta post this video, or else it's never gonna be done, you can just go on, and I can spend days, honestly, editing. Now, a lot of it is I'm also learning to edit as well, because I did have some experience with Adobe Premiere, which is what I use to edit the videos. And I would do it for animations and so on, but I would only edit on like a beginner level. I really just added some music, sped up things, chopped up a few things here and there, but it wasn't at a level of content creation, because you really have to have a few more skills. So I've been learning in the process, and I mean, it's been a while now, and I'm still, well, I guess because I'm trying to push myself to learn other things, so it's not really any faster per se, but it is smoother. It is going a little bit smoother, so that's good in a way. But I haven't been getting any faster, which I hope that I will get faster as time goes on in editing and so on. And I have actually enjoyed the process of editing. Like, I really am enjoying it. Although times, you know, I'm not in the mood to edit, but I do actually enjoy the process of editing. The other thing that surprised me is that you have to prepare for the videos. So you can't just turn on the camera and just start talking. You do need to kind of organize your thoughts, really kind of organize how you're gonna lay things out, and so that the person who's watching, it's easy for them to follow along, and it's organized and cohesive. So that surprised me how much time I spend as well in preparing the video. So that was a surprise. And I have to say that in starting this channel and being on this platform, I have a newfound appreciation for content creators. And it's important to subscribe because there is a lot of time and hustle that goes on behind the camera. And I mean, there's also the other thing that surprised me as well is the work that happens behind the camera that you really don't see at all, which was also mind-boggling to me as well. And so there's a lot of work that goes in, and so it's important to subscribe and support the channels that you do watch. So make sure to do that as well. And of course, like the video if you're enjoying the content as well. So what has surprised me on the platform? Well, how supportive and how wonderful the community is. And this has been a wonderful surprise because I thought the internet was comprised of mainly haters. And it's been such a wonderful, and really it shouldn't have been a surprise. I don't know why it is, but it is because in my mind I thought that it was mainly comprised of haters. I don't know. It's just what came to my perception. But really it has been a wonderful surprise that not everyone is a bad apple and everyone is very supportive, and it's a wonderful community, and I'm so happy to have everyone on this platform. I've also been surprised by how much I actually enjoy creating the content. I really wanted to get the message out, and that was my main focus, but it's been wonderful actually, the journey, and just editing videos, creating and thinking about content. I've been really enjoying it, which is important because you have to enjoy what you do in order to keep going. And of course, the other thing I've been really surprised of as well is how much I've been learning without knowing. Sometimes I do get surprised about how much I've actually gained in just editing knowledge, even just speaking to a camera, which also was something that I had to get used to because it's a bit odd talking to a lens, but slowly that becomes a bit more natural, which I hopefully is coming across in the videos as well. So in many ways, the journey so far on YouTube really does remind me of my journey in architecture. A lot of times I think to myself, you know, there are some parallels between both disciplines. You know, it is hard in the beginning because you're like on YouTube, you're getting everything started, you're trying to create a rhythm. And like anything in life, actually, when you're starting something new and something different, you're gonna have concerns. It's gonna feel uncomfortable, which is a good sign, but you gotta push through that. And then if you really enjoy and you love what you do, you push through the struggles or sometimes some hurdles that you might get. But when you do enjoy something, you make it through, and it actually becomes quite natural and easy to do. But of course, there is always a bit of a hustle. So, and that's natural, and something to keep in mind that anything in life, there's gonna be a bit of a hustle and you're gonna have to work for it. And there might be some bumps, but you're just gonna get over them and enjoy the process. You know, really do enjoy the journey, and that's what I'm trying to do and reflect, even me reflecting back on the journey, which I haven't been on YouTube for that long, but I wanted to take that moment just to reflect on it, to be mindful, and just to feel how privileged I am to be here to speak to you and to everyone that's on the channel and in the community is a great privilege. And when I do have those days that I feel tired, maybe burnt out as well, I remind myself how much I am privileged to be on this platform and to be able to create content. And when I think of it that way, I no longer see it as being work and being something that I have to do, but this is something that I am privileged to do. So it's important to always think of everything and have a sense of perspective on things. So I wanted to give everyone a big thank you, and I'm so happy to have you a part of the community. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like the video. And if you want to watch more, you can watch this video here and this video here. And I hope to see you on the next video. And once again, thank you so much. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.